Okay, it's been a few days and I'm back working on the bandsaw stand and I've had some snacks, so it's going well. So I've got the portaband there and the mount here, and I stuck it on this metal rack that I already had, which has this void here because now the saws are in the way, so I can't use these shelves. So this space here is kind of like currently kind of dead space. I have a piece of plywood I casually clamped over there, experimenting with like a work surface. It seems okay. And on this side, I'm going to put the bandsaw, and that's going to be a good use of space. So I finished welding it out, and this is a little bent here angle mount that fits the back. It's pretty rigid enough for what I need it for, I suppose. And this is the curved bottom mount where the hose clamp goes to hold the base. And I just drilled some holes in it on the drill press really quick, and I was so casual that I got this one too far out the back, so I won't be using that one right now. But these other ones fit good, and the screws are pretty easy to change if there's something about this location that ends up not working. So I guess I can throw it in there. Let me stick you in the fancy phone holder here. This is high class. Okay. There. I think that's gonna work. So bandsaw kind of sits in here pretty nice, and if you slide it back, line up the bracket in that hole. Throw this nut in there. So I wore a little welding shirt today, so I didn't burn 3 more holes in another shirt. That was pretty sad. It was a new sun shirt. Shouldn't weld in a sun shirt. So the hose clamp has a little piece of aluminum here. I cut out a piece of, I think it was like 1.25" square stock. It's not fancy, but it'll make sure that the hose clamp has a little curve to it so it doesn't get stressed and fractured on the hard 90-degree bend if I tighten it down. So that's it. Not fancy, but it's there. This little table is going to be sufficient for the little cuts that I want to make with this. Like I had said the other day, a lot of people, or maybe that was in another take of that video. Anyway, a lot of people make a wider plate on here. Maybe they pull these screws out, or they make a clip-on version, or they make a little part that sticks out and goes in here and sockets in. I think all that is going to get in the way of blade changes. I'd like to keep sharp blades on this thing, and so I made sure that the outside of the saw here where the blade comes off is totally open and I don't have to move anything or take anything apart to change the blade, because when I want to come over and cut a quick part, the last thing I want to do is start taking the saw apart to put the blade on. I'd rather cut the quick part and walk away. And if I have to change a blade, I don't have to move anything or touch anything. I just slack this little knob right here, that one, just fing, and pull the blade off, put the new blade on, and go. And see if I can get these sharpened somewhere. But yeah, so that's the mount there. It's kind of in a good spot. The saw that I had is this one, and it's really big. And I put this metal cutting blade on it, but this is not a metal cutting bandsaw, I don't think. So that was a little too much for it, and I have a friend with a sawmill, and this thing has a really deep throat on it, or cut, whatever, that way. This thing goes way up. So I think I'm gonna have my friend hang on to the saw for a while, and I can run these blades on it. They're kind of like a more stiff wood cutting blade, and I think that'll work. That'll work pretty well. You can resaw some stuff. So anyway, that's the bandsaw situation, and this one is going to take up a lot less floor space than the other one. So yeah, I think I'm going to go outside and enjoy